Hello and welcome back for the last game of the season. It is StarLadder Season 7, Day 30, Game 6 of 6, and it is a match between VirtusPro and Menace. For this game, I'm not by myself. I'm once again joined by Menace, who is of course our loyal statman, who's been here for most of the season. You can follow him on @NahasDota on Twitter, so make sure you do that. And of course, you can also, if you have answers to his trivia questions, post them in the chat over on twitch.tv/ShiverGaming. Of course, also with me, who's also been with me for most of the season, it is Vickermond. Welcome back to the broadcast.
Good to be back, Shiver. Is this the last one? The last StarLadder Season 7 game?
There's not going to be, well, last one of the group stages. There's not going to be, no tiebreaker. This is it. Unless there's going to be a tiebreaker for the losers.
Oh, I don't know.
Because there's a lot of,
either way.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on there as well.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So we might see some more games, but either way, this has been an insane season. It's usually like people turn it on for the playoffs, but it really seemed like so many teams came out with a lot to prove because it's really the first. It was the first tournament to come, the first major tournament to come back after TI3.
Yeah. And
everybody who wasn't at TI3 wanted to show that they were supposed to be there. Everybody who was at TI3 wanted to show that no, they were rightful crown holders. And God, it's been crazy. Like every other game, something absolutely insane happens. Whether it be innovative picks with the new heroes in captain's mode, whether it be just really close games between evenly matched teams. And here we are at the last one. Two teams with very similar records themselves. Are they both 5-9?
Yeah, and better yet, they're the only teams left in StarSeries that are 5-9. So the loser of this game gets dropped to Pro Series without playing regulation matches. The other one will still be able to play regulation matches, or at least there will be a tiebreaker between. Listen to this: if the winner of this one will be tied together with 4FC, Aspera, Fnatic, Poseidon, Dusa. That's it.
Wow.
That's insane.
But that's insane. So the loser of this game is out of StarLadder Star Series and has to qualify back up through the Pro Series.
Yes.
Let's think about this. One of these teams has Goblack, G, NS, Light of Heaven, and Resolution. Three players who are at TI3. One player who won TI2 and one of the biggest rising stars. And they are one loss away of getting kicked out of their own league?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the stakes are really high, and I'm glad we're ending with these two extremely high stakes games because it's a really cool way to close out an incredible regular season.
Yeah, and I mean Menace, they are the team to have taken games off a lot of high profile teams over the past, well, 6 months? 5 months? They've been doing really well. They have really solid performance. Of course, not that much solid performance apparently in Star Series, but I mean, definitely looking good. They are still playing with Nuerti, the stand-in, who has not been denied his Slark, so perhaps we're gonna see that one coming out for Menace. But yeah, this is a very important match, and unlike, for example, previous seasons of Star Series, where you would maybe have a team like that would only, like next season, they won't be there because they disbanded or something. I don't think that's gonna be happening this season. So there's no way to get an easy way back into Star Series if they do lose. I mean, VirtusPro would be a team, for example, that would be invited into a qualifier, if there would be one. But there's not gonna be one.
Right.
I think. Perhaps if Poseidon. Nah, I think nah. I mean, Rox, Giz, Power Rangers, Next KZ, Dusa, all teams that have been around for a while. As in Dusa, not just yet, but they have been playing together before they joined Dota 2. And I mean, I don't think they are gonna disband because they have just an amazing first season showing. So yeah, it's interesting. VirtusPro on the Dire side, Menace on the Radiant side. We've got ourselves IO banned out with the ban and the OD banned out in the first season, or first banning for both teams. No real surprises there with VirtusPro picking up the Naga Siren and the Weaver. Very strong combination. Also very strong up against the Lifestealer already picked up by Menace. Menace, who also got a Visage and a Bounty Hunter. I think they're gonna be happy with their lineup because you do have that ganking potential with the Bounty Lifestealer combination with the Infest Bomb. Very good up against the Weaver, especially, because if you can get a track off before initiating, that's going to be, of course, very strong. And I think, well, it's both teams looking happy with their drafts. That's basically it. Again, one thing I want to still say, Resolution has been in the drafting seat, and ever since Resolution has been in the drafting seat instead of Goblack, I feel like they have been performing better than they did before at the start of the season.
I do think that something about the Goblack drafts wasn't 100% working for them. I'm not sure what it was, but for whatever reason, maybe the rest of them didn't want to go where he was taking the team in terms of some of the more non-traditional lineups. I don't know what it was, but I do agree with you. Nonetheless, I think VirtusPro can definitely win. I also think Menace have a shot. Menace early in the season looked really, really good, and then they've looked a little sloppy since around the midpoint. But it's still a team that's, you know, high capabilities. I think they're underrated. They have a strong mid game. They sometimes, if they don't win the lanes by a lot, they really struggle. If they do win the lanes, sometimes they struggle to finish the game. But they are strong sort of in this ganking, roaming, mid-game capacity, and that's the lineup that they've gone for here.
Yeah, and they get a puck, so more control for Menace, and another Infest Bomb possibility, of course, because we are going to assume that he wants to be having a Blink Dagger at some point. Does mean that I don't think we're going to see a Slark, which is a bit of a shame. Because this is just all 3 lanes ready, so for VirtusPro it's very simple, just ban out a support that they don't want to see. We've seen a lot of chants coming out from Menace, I believe, but I do believe it's the same player that normally plays Visage, so they probably just want to have something with a disable, because they're kind of lacking that at the moment. So Nyx Assassin, I wouldn't be surprised to see coming off from Menace, just AoE disable even, which is pretty brilliant. VirtusPro, with the Clockwork now picked up, a lot of control with the Clockwork and Naga Siren and the Weaver. They've got 2 lanes ready, they still need something up against that puck. I would not be surprised to see Templar Assassin picked up, as it is a solid counter up against that puck. And Resolution is playing mid again, and Resolution's puck is quite legit. It's a Timbersaw though.
Timbersaw. Definitely a high potential hero. The pure damage is going to be fantastic. I think it's a fine pick for VP. Timbersaw in general is a hero that's really made a splash this season. He started, really the debut of the hero was at TI3. Before that he was mostly running like in-house leagues. Like he was actually really, really popular in IXDL. Almost like first pick status in a lot of games, but hadn't really been used that much before TI3. Alliance used him in a couple games. A couple other teams were experimenting with him, but that's really when he made his mark. All of a sudden, everybody started playing him. And he's been a fixture of the scene since then, simply because this is a hero that, in a very short amount of time, can blow up 2, 3, even 4 heroes. The downside of Timbersaw, and we've been seeing this more often lately as teams have adapted to the hero, is if you keep him off Bloodstone, his effectiveness actually kind of tails off. As soon as people's HP pools are big enough to live through like the initial series of bursty attacks, they can usually bring him down and it's not quite as much of an issue. If he gets that Bloodstone, then his sustain becomes incredible and he can deliver that burst more than once or twice in a fight, and then he gets scary again. So the challenge for Menace, and this is certainly possible with Bounty Hunter, Puck Lifestealer, is to hold that Timbersaw down.
Yeah, and they can do that if they have a solid support combination. I'm surprised at the Shrek ban, I have to say. I mean, I was gonna say Nyx Assassin ban, because of course I still think that Nyx Assassin would be great with Menace's lineup. Well, I guess you kind of do make it so that they might buy even more dust, because they're gonna already buy detection for the Bounty Hunter, so maybe Nyx Assassin wouldn't be getting that much in. They go for a Rubik in the end, also another disable, and they can still need spells from VirtusPro.
Right.
Let's see what VirtusPro does for their last pickup. I mean, they need a tree. Apparently, they need a tree.
Great. I think this is great. It's, first of all, Goblek. Let's not forget.
Goblek
in the qualifiers, yeah, he made this hero as a professional scene fixture. He didn't invent it. He wasn't the first, but he was by far the most important. And Treant's enormous nerf that he received in 6.78 was a Goblek nerf. And we've seen Treant make a little bit of a renaissance lately. I think once people looked at the power of Abaddon, they remembered how good Tree is, because Abaddon is sort of like a more acute, localized form of that. Here, the main reason that they would go with a Tree over an Abaddon, aside from the fact that I think Abaddon was banned, would be the fact that you want to give living armor to both Resolution and G, because you want to really dominate both of those lanes. So having the Treant Protector with the global presence is actually a little bit more useful here.
I have to say though, I kind of think that they are lacking a punch. It just feels that way. Like, the aggression on Menace, I definitely see that. But I don't really see the aggression coming off from VirtusPro. And they've got a lot of sustain, and they've got a lot of potential for sure, but I'm not quite sure if it's enough. I also am not too convinced with G's Weaver, even though he's played that quite a few times. I don't know, he has a good record on that, I believe. Would of course look to Nahas to confirm that, but I don't know, maybe I'm just used to seeing him more on more aggressive heroes. But let's see who's playing what and who's going where. Of course, on the side of Menace, we have got Sifla back on his carry role. interesting to note because he was playing the support in the offlane at some point, depending on which stand lane they had. Of course, Tommy, the stand-in that they had for a while, forced him to not play carry because Tommy was the carry. But Tifla will play the lifestealer. We have got Boogie playing the mid lane Puck, no surprise there. Norty, no Slark for him this time, so he'll play the Rubik instead. We have got Lapis playing the Visage, and the last one... Oh, there he is. Spin! He is playing the Bounty Hunter.
Right. And looking up towards VirtusPro, certainly wants to avoid relegation themselves. It'll be... Goblak on the support tree and protector. He'll be joined in the tri-lane by... Well, actually, I'm not sure anymore. I feel like I thought it was going to be a Timbersaw-based tri-lane, but it might actually be Clockwork off-lane, Resolution in the mid-lane on Timbersaw. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a tri-lane. Goblak on Treant, G in the carry role on Weaver, and NS on the support Naga Siren, Resolution mid Timbersaw, and Light of Heaven offlane Clockwork. Sorry, I hadn't watched this team in a while, so I didn't realize that they switched roles yet again. So Resolution's back to mid, G is on the carry role. This was actually the rumored, the initial rumor for how the lanes would shake out was Resolution in the 2, G in the 1, and LOH in the 3. And I always thought this was the best way to put it, so I'm glad that they're doing it now.
Ooh. Center ward gets dropped and Spin gets scouted out. He will be able to run away from this, but nicely done. I don't think Spin can get back in time to block the camp. Actually, he might. No, he won't. He's gonna be too late. Oh well. Let's take a look at our matchups, because a Timbersaw up against the Puck is actually a fairly decent matchup for the Timbersaw, and I think that both of these should be okay. And I even think that Resolution has got a bit of an advantage here, depending on how close he gets the Boogie, because of course it's still a range versus melee hero.
Right. Puck should be just fine in here, but I don't really think he can go for kills that effectively. So it should be okay for Resolution. It should be okay for Puck. I don't see either of them dominating it. Mostly comes down to like skill, and so far they're both doing just fine. 2 for 2, 3 for 2, and 4 for 1. Yeah. So nothing to report there. I'm concerned for Spin. I do think it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world for this bounty hunter to find all the XP he wants. If he does, then they'll be in fantastic shape because they do want to hit a very timely 6 on him. But if VP are able to bring him down, then it might be tough.
Yeah, we have got already Dust and Sentries up on an S, so they look to make a quick end to him if they can. We'll see if he is indeed with the first blood giver. We have Sifla, who's doing fine on this bottom lane, is being completely or ignored by an enemy team, I would say. Well, almost completely ignored. Light of Heaven is gonna not go for that block. He actually went for his flare at level 1. Hasn't been able to get a single point in experience just yet, and he can't get close because open wounds would be there, and actually Sifla has not spec'd anything just yet because the moment that Clockwork appears, he wants to have open wounds, but he doesn't want to have it right now because,
It's a great point.
Might want to have rage instead.
Yeah, this is an issue where VP's... The problem with VP's draft is the way that they've given heroes... They actually are not in their comfort zone. G, as mentioned, has a 1-3 record with Weaver, so Nahaz pointed that out on the stats. And I don't know what Light of Heaven's record is on Clockwork, but certainly we've seen him really struggle.
They go for Spin, though. The ensnare was there. Shikushi as well as the Gemini attack that should be resulting into a kill with one more hit. Self-beam pops, Spin lives! That's gonna be wasted dust. Of course, I mean, they can dive this and they can do this again because of living armor and all that jazz, but that's...
nice survival.
Yeah, pretty big deal.
Yeah. So very nice job by Spin, just running as fast as his little bounty hunter legs could carry him and managing to make it out. So that's not giving up first blood is very important to that Weaver, because you mentioned, Shiver, about the punchiness of VP's lineup. I mean, certainly Weaver isn't as big of an auto attack threat, at least early on, as some other heroes are, but he is pretty excellent against Lifestealer. He doesn't rely on magic damage, so rage is irrelevant. Lifestealer's armor is pretty mediocre, so the fact that Weaver does a ton of physical is very good. They can also de-armor him further to have the Weaver just... And open wounds doesn't matter, because he just...
Oh, Resolution. Boogie is not going to be... oh, he pops a haste one. He's actually still going for this.
He can do it. He can do it.
Yeah, there's a Timber Chain. He doesn't have any mana for another Whirling Death, but it doesn't really matter, I think. Oh, maybe Resolution is the one to go down. He has to run fast. He can do that with a haste one hit.
Die.
Boom! First blood. Taken by Boogie.
Oh my god, he ran it. If he had just 5 more mana, that would have been the easiest kill, and instead, wow. That is... He's got to be kicking himself for that. I thought he had it easy, because I thought he had the mana. He thought he had the mana.
He didn't have the mana. Well, that's gonna be putting Boogie ahead, because he was actually getting slightly behind on last hits compared to Resolution. But that kill just makes it all up. Resolution. Not getting a kill with that haste rune. Boogie has got an empty rune bottle, but we'll get the illusion rune here, so we'll get a full one again.
Yeah, Puck has now made this lane quite safe for himself, and he's able to hit level 6 easily. That'll let him pick up Dream Coil. Not the most important thing against Timbersaw, but will be very useful against some other heroes, like, for instance, Weaver. And here's the dust again. They're going to go for spin. Probably this time he dies.
Yeah, there we go. But no first blood, unfortunately. G's still taking the gold. We have, by the way, finally, Light of Heaven is getting some experience because the lane is pushed out. His flares have been effective, and he has got 98 experience. Wood. He's going to get level 2 soon.
He has been doing that forever. I think I don't know how many of these camps actually have spawned. Not many, because he has been landing that flare to block it every time.
Yeah.
So that's a critical level for Light of Heaven. This Clockwork needs to do quite a bit this game, or they'll... I do feel that they'll struggle. So they need to make sure that he does find some levels, need to make sure that he contributes.
Boogie laying down some harassment. I think Resolution soon wants to go for his revenge. He's got a chakram, but I mean, you feel so safe with the Timbersaw there. But as you just saw, I mean, that living armor, it was only level 2. It was just not enough to keep him up. So, how safe is he gonna feel next time he might have a chance? Maybe next time he has got the mana, but. Wait, which hero is the highest win rate? Bounty Hunter is 2nd place.
I don't know. Abaddon? Probably not, because a lot of teams that don't have good records picked him. Anyway, I don't know. I have no theories. I can't remember the season anymore. I live in an eternal present,
Weaver.
like you.
Not Weaver.
Nah, I don't know. Well, who knows? Maybe.
Picked more than 3 times.
Right.
Timbersaw.
Yeah, maybe. Although, I don't think so. Timbersaw just took
Warlord.
good death. Alright, yeah, I like the troll idea, because troll's pretty strong.
Let's say troll. We'll keep it on troll. See, we were right later on. Meantime, Spin is level 5. He's got boots. He's running away from the possible gank coming again from Menace, but Menace doesn't have any dust anymore, only a sentry. So I'm not quite sure how successful he thinks he can be with that. Spin, though, as soon as he's level 5, I'm expecting him to rotate. We already have a rotation coming in right now. They want to go for Resolution. They have got a Fade Bolt, Dream Coil, Telekinesis should be there as well, and that's going to be Resolution going down. Silence up before it can Timber Chain. He did have level 3 Timber Chain. I mean, that's the highest range that you can think of.
Usually for mid, yeah. But you need to reach that... If you're afraid of getting ganked, which is clearly the correct fear, you need to be able to get to those trees somehow. And so the extra rank in Timber Chain helps for that. He also needs reactive armor slightly less because there's living armor to bolster his defenses. But against a big gank like that, what are you going to do, really, right? You either chain or you die. And he didn't chain.
So he died. That's how
I'm high level today. The Eternal Titan took the wind out of my sails.
Yeah. Not the Battlefly.
Well, that was hilarious too, but whatever.
I would actually like a Battlefly. Sounds almost like a new hero. You know? Bring it.
Like an insectoid.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a couple of bugs
carry or what, or different.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Well, he's gonna hit 6 on Bounty Hunter though. No farm, but that doesn't matter. He does have 8 last hits.
Spin! In comes another dust. I was saying that there wasn't, but NS brought himself some new. Spin will die before he reaches level 6. And it's gonna be a TP incoming from Lapis to just feed a kill away. Soul Assumption doesn't kill off NS, but double kill going away of G. That was a bit of an awkward TP in. I mean, that's just awkwardness that you're gonna see them. Oh, Timber Chain! Nurti dies. Timber Chain Timbersaw gets himself a kill.
I think they should have just done it, but Lifestealer cancelled and Visage didn't, which is the absolute worst decision you can possibly make. Because Lifestealer, if any other, like, if we do the game theory, any other choice would have been better. If it's just Lifestealer, at least he can rage to get out. If it's neither of them, great. If it's both of them, yeah, they can probably get a kill or two. But just Visage is the worst thing. So instead they just dropped 3 deaths extremely quickly, and VP, if they were looking a bit shaky, now I think they're just fine.
Yeah, Menace has got Bounty to level 6 though, so let the hunt begin, I'd say. They have a life here, of course, still doing really well as well. In comes the open wounds section. They're gonna go on Light of Heaven. Cogs come out, but the telekinesis is there, dropping him to the wrong side of the Cogs. And Sifla actually...
Why?
Yeah, why? It's a good question, because Sifla got shut down a bit by that, but... E-Rages can't go for Light of Heaven, because the living armor is there. Now in comes G. Looking for a pick-up. Sifla, no rage just yet for another 9 seconds, and he might actually get picked up in the meantime. In comes another... Oh, Infest. Nicely done. Nuerti, though. Telekinesis is going to be there. Infest out. G has still got a time-lapse. He's going to be forced to use it, but he still will be able to pick up a kill with that. Dominating. Soul Assumption comes in, so they do end his dominating streak. Lapis with extra gold, but they lose a life stealer for it.
Weird game.
Resolution. Wants to go for Lapis, and I think that he might be able to get him. In comes the Timber Chain again. Actually, now gets backed off. Gets Living Armored as well. Boogie allowing, or forcing him back. Another Timber Chain, kind of awkward. Chakram, kind of awkward as well. Dream Coil, not that awkward. Hits perfectly. In comes a slow. That's gonna be a Dream Coil tick, and that's the change. That's the patch. Killing him off.
Patch right there. Yeah. If the patch had not happened before that thing, he would have been completely fine because he would have walked away. The Dream Coil would have popped later. Yep. Yeah. When I said Dream Coil, VirtusPro doesn't care that much. I forgot there's a patch. And S now in trouble. He does not have his song, but he does have Ensnare. So yeah, he uses drums. I don't think he can kill him though.
Living Armor is there, saving his life, walking into the safe hands of Godblack. I mean, let's
know Godblack is 7 during all this.
Yeah,
he's got the max rank Living Armor. He's just been non-stop jungling with Medallion of Courage just to speed up that jungle. This also gives them better Roshan potential later, and Weaver is amazing with Medallion. So this Treant is a big factor in this game.
Yeah, Spin actually, with his level 6, I thought he was gonna rotate bottom and help with those kills, but that weren't track kills. I think that would have made a big difference for Menace. Now VirtusPro is still ahead in gold. They're still a bit ahead in experience. And by the way, I mean ahead in gold, I do realize that VirtusPro has got 1 tower down while Menace has got no towers. Actually, Boogie, with his Blink Dagger, he has an infested Lifestealer sitting inside of him, and he is smoked up, and Spin is doing the hunting here for him. In comes the track. They want to go for an S who still does not have a song. Shuriken Toss will slow him down slightly. They need to have that Janata. It doesn't hit. Boogie not able to find anybody just yet, and they cannot find their pickoff. Perhaps rotating middle and getting Resolution is going to be the solution. Solution. Yes, I realized I said that. Oh well. Can they actually get maybe G? That would be even better, but he has the time lapse. They can't get him. Nope. Well, that's gonna be no gank with a lot of time wasted on the side of Menace.
Yep. They did spend an enormous amount of time. They didn't get what they wanted, which, I mean, it's not fatal yet. But G is level 9. Weaver's getting way ahead. Again, Medallion and Weaver interact very, very well. And I think everybody else, even Light of Heaven, is now level 5.
Resolution silence stop before he can do anything. Living Armor still there though, but track top and Shuriken Toss to death. Pleasure doing business with you. In comes G actually, a lot of bugs. Buyback from the Timber. They want to defend their tower. They're gonna come in. In comes the Orb from the Puck trying to get himself out. Nuerti running himself away as well with the extra track speed helping him out. It is Boogie that is closest to dying, but will actually live for now. G nice still chasing. Wants to go for Nuerti, but nice, open wounds, actually G time lapses. I was gonna say, nice, Shikushi steal by the Rubik. Was able to keep ahead of the Rubik, otherwise, the Weaver, otherwise Weaver would have gotten himself a kill. But they will lose
it will be a tower for VP.
Yeah.
I think VP are hitting their marks, as long as they don't lose G again, and that was very well played by him. He's actually going towards BKB. Great choice against Puck. I think this will give him a lot of extra survivability, and there's already D-Armor helping him, so I do think Dezo is going to be a good pickup for him this game, but he doesn't need it as early. There's no reason to rush it, because there's already quite a bit of D-Armor from the Riptide and the Medallion, so the Weaver is free to go defensive. Sometimes you don't want to go defensive items too early on a Weaver, especially when you use your main damage source, because, okay, your Weaver lives, but he does nothing the whole time. But in this case, because they already have all these D-Armor effects, the Weaver's going to have no trouble delivering damage.
Yeah, we have a smoke up for Menace, and they're looking for something top. They're looking for G. He has already got the Living Armor up, so it's going to be protected there. But the Dream Coil, the track, the silence, is it going to be enough? Is the burst enough? The telekinesis, yeah, that's enough. Rubik gets it. Rubik gets the kill and steals himself a new Shikushi. Actually, that's still the old one sitting there. Can they finally get themselves a tower off the back of a kill, though? Because, I mean, the kills are, of course, even, but every time VirtusPro has been able to do something, they've been getting the tower on top of it, and Menace has not been getting any towers just yet, so the map control still going the way of VirtusPro, and Ness still level 5, and I think he's gonna regret coming in. Familiars will stun him, and he goes down before Godblack can even say boo, or ba, or overgrowth, because he got silenced up. He has got Living Armor up again though, and in comes the Timbersaw from the side with an Invis rune, looking for someone to take down. Spin already sees him though. No, he doesn't. Never mind, he's invisible. Why would he see him?
We've seen a lot of dominant Pucks this season.
Timbersaw already letting the burst. But everybody backs himself up. Nice silence as well, but Boogie's still getting the swarm up on him. He tries to run for it. He cannot blink with that bug on him, though. Phase shifts himself out. Will still get picked up by G. Now Nuerti, Shukushi himself away. Lapis will be there as well. In the meantime, Spin letting some tracks, getting some extra speed up on his team. Familiars. Oh, G might be in some trouble. Nah, he's fine. This is just Menace for really backing off.
Yeah, Syphilis not there. They don't really have any way of punishing the Weaver. Yeah, actually, you're completely right. The Swarm was the only thing keeping Puck from getting out of that just fine. He's 4-1-3. I mean, this Puck's been having a great game. In fact, Pucks in general have been very strong in the season of Starladder just because the way that the games are going favors very much the way that Puck likes to play. Nonetheless, I mean, VP are quite a bit ahead as far as XP goes, and that's a big deal. They have a 2-level advantage on their 1 and 2 position players relative to the 1 and 2 of Menace. And that's rank 2 ultimate for Timbersaw, rank 2 time-lapse for Weaver. These are both pretty, yeah.
That's quite huge, actually. Also, I realized that a lot of people have been joined since we started casting this. I guess there's a game that was ended, you know, before or during this game. But I just want to make sure that people know why this is an important match, because loser gets dropped to Pro Series, winner will be playing regulation matches, but loser gets dropped out of Star Series. Period. No questions asked. There's just no chance anymore. VirtusPro or Menace, one of them will be forced to, in the next season, work their way up through Pro Series and then hope that they're going to be back in Season 9 of Star Series, which is, of course, well, almost 5 months from now. So that's going to be you 5 months out of the picture of a big part of the competitive Dota 2 scene, I feel.
Yeah, unquestionably. Now that G has BKB, I think VP are in pretty stable shape. Light of Heaven finally has his hook. He has rank 4 Rocket Flare, so he doesn't do all that much once he's in, but just the hook shot and placing cogs enough is a very effective disable against a hero like Lifestealer. So I think that VP have most of their plan coming together, and the question for Menace will be, can they extend the streak of Boogie? Can they really dominate? Is the Bounty Hunter going to get involved and continue to give them advantage with track? Because they've gotten a lot of non-track kills considering the fact they have a Bounty Hunter on their team.
I agree. We have a Roshan being taken by VirtusPro, as you already mentioned, the Medallion of Courage. Works out great also for Roshan, so Goblak able to allow that to happen, and that's going to be giving VirtusPro quite a bit of an advantage here in terms of fighting potential. They already have got a bit of a fighting potential, of course, but now they can just sustain themselves with their Aegis and try to be a bit more risky in their play. We have a Song of the Siren on as well, which is of course something that we haven't seen in the previous fights either. So they can be extra ballsy, extra careless, if you will, and they have a safety mechanism in the hands of Naga Siren. It's going to be looking okay for VirtusPro. Still though, the track kills, trading is not possible with Menace, but the track has to be on, and as you just mentioned, it's not been on that often for the kills that Menace has been getting.
Right. At this point, I don't think Menace are out. I think they can continue to push. What they're trying to do right now is just constantly trade towers with VP, spread out the map a bit. A big, wide-open map favors Menace because of Bounty Hunter and Puck, and the fact, of course, the Lifestealer can hitch a ride into one or both of them at various times. So they need to trade, though. They can't just let a tower go while losing a tower bottom. That just opens it up in a way that favors VP over them.
Hey, but apparently your microphone in Dota TV gives music?
Well, I mean, it's not my microphone. Somebody in the next department over has music.
Oh, because I am not hearing anything. Oh, the dust! Catch a Spin! Spin is dead! Still lands a track, at least a resolution. Not the one that's most likely to die, though, but at least it does something. Hookshot in, catches Nuerti, telekinesis, outside of the cogs. No, pops his own cogs, but gets killed off straight away anyways. There's gonna be 2 kills going the way of VirtusPro. And, yeah. Apparently, Vikerman cannot do anything about the music in the apartment next to him, so apologies for the inconvenience, but...
I mean, I could fiddle with my mic, but...
I'm surprised that I don't hear it.
I am surprised that you don't hear it. That is kind of weird. Let's try this. Maybe this will help. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Well, I've moved the mic marginally away from the source of the music, but there's limits to what I could do here. I think VP are firmly in control. At this point, they're just seeking to push. This game, to me, comes down to the fast train Protector level 7, right? Like, the fact that they got the full benefit of the living armor whenever and wherever they wanted has really let them play with confidence.
Nuerti, another time where Shikushi saves his life. Here comes the bugs again, though. I mean, VirtusPro is really laying it hard now on Menace. They have the pressure on, and they're not dying, aka not trading, aka no track kills going the way of Menace, which is something that they really need to keep ahead. And as we already seeing, 5k gold now in favor of VirtusPro. It's dropped very far from the previous time. Experience graph even more so. Down goes the Aegis still. So they do get that one, with the Weaver just being slightly ballsy, but he gets tracked up, he walks himself out, still has a BKB, still has a time lapse, so he's gonna be very safe still if they continue this push. We do have Boogie infested right now. Not quite sure how far they can get with a fight coming off next though, because there is an overgrowth. Leech Seed cannot be underestimated in a team fight, and it's level 3 right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Leech Seed actually has a pretty boss ability. Nobody gives it the right respect because its range is so horrible, but I mean, Weaver's in range anyway because he's such a short-range character. They're also feasting on these familiars again and again. They're almost benefiting more from the familiars than Menace have been from track. This is a pretty low-kill game, which is not the environment that Bounty Hunter loves to live in.
Not the environment that Boogie loves to live in, because he jumps in. Dream Coil up on 3. Can he actually take someone down is the question. Time lapse already away. Resolution will still go down, not a track kill, and in comes the song. G wants to still go for someone, wants to still go for Boogie, but Light of Heaven is the one to drop Bounty Hunter, at least getting 1 track kill. Boogie goes down as well, though. So it's a 1-for-2 trade with 1 track kill at least added up there from the Bounty Hunter, but that's the only one. And actually, it's not over, because G finds himself, Lapizza was fighting a bug, and G is the bug, and G will be trying to pick that up. 1 more hit needed. Oh, he gets slowed. Can't get it done. Spin teleporting home, and that's going to be G not getting that extra kill in the end.
Yeah, but still, it's so much pressure generated on Menace that even though they lose resolution, he's actually pretty freaking close. He's only about 400 gold off of being able to pick up that Bloodstone. And that's not terrible timing for him. It's not fantastic, but it's good enough. And G, he still has a 9-second BKB charge available. He has 3k gold, so he's able to move towards some sort of damage item very quickly. I would just do the Dezo, after all, because now they're in a position where they really can start to push towers effectively, and it'll speed up their tower kill time very much.
Yeah, overall, I have to say, VirtusPro are looking in pretty good control of this game. Boogie, he tries to make a difference again, infested Lifestealer again. Lifestealer does have the armlet ready, but with sitting inside Boogie so often, he's not getting that much done. As in, he's not farming really all that much. He got his core items. I mean, he's got his phase and his drums and his armlet, which is great and all, but not quite sure if it's enough to take down people on VirtusPro, especially not with the Weaver indeed, as farmed as he is, who is now, by the way, 2.5k gold ahead of the Lifestealer.
Right, they're speeding up they're just accelerating their lead, which is exactly the way that you want to play. And this is a very overall, even though it's been a little clowny at times, it's a much more crisp game than we're accustomed to from VP, which is great to see. This is a team with a tremendous amount of potential, and it was a shame when they weren't doing so well. But
jumps
Godlike
in, goes for Godlike.
Caught.
Open moves, Godlike already picked up. No Leech Seed, no Living Armor. Shuriken toss up on Light of Heaven. That's gonna be, that's gonna be G from the back end, popping his BKB, goes for Lapiz, goes for Spin. Can he get them though? Lapiz, he will indeed end up going down. Spin tries to run, goes down as well. Double kill for G, double kill for Boogie as well though, as he still was able to take down Light of Heaven. G looking for more though. Can't find more. Were those actually track kills is the question.
Treant was.
I
don't think Clockwork was.
I don't think Clockwork was either. That's at least one.
I believe Treant was a track kill. Menace, the problem is now they're feeling the disadvantage relative to G, right? If that Weaver isn't doing as well as he is, like if he's not 2 levels ahead, if he doesn't have BKB and gold on top of it, that is a much easier fight for them. They take out the Treant early, that was smart. It was a track kill, they don't have to deal with overgrowth, they don't have to deal with Leech Seed. But instead, they just get routed in a 4v5, basically, which certainly isn't what you want to see, and in fact, I think will basically dissuade them from attempting a similar fight for a while. They're going to probably shift their focus to trying to farm up Syphila to a point where he has something more than just armlet.
And they also need Spin to be having a bit more, because he is actually looking, in terms of inventory, he doesn't have an armlet, but he just is not looking too good. He needs to have his Vlads, apparently, he's going for that one, which is going to be good for the armor for his team if they want to try and have these 5-on-5 fights even more. I mean, they've been now trying to initiate 5-on-5 fights 2 times, and both times it's not really been working out all too well, so they need something different for them to work, or they need more items, of course, to make that 5-on-5 fight do work. But it's just not enough at the moment. And VirtusPro still having the better map control, even though there's really no wards up for VirtusPro. They just have the confidence to walk around inside the Radiance jungle. Because, I mean, there's some illusions, Naga Siren of course helping out, but they just have the control. They know they're ahead, and they know that they are able to stay alive, and they know where Menace is of course at as well. Experience graph going their way as well with Menace. Support sitting at level 9. Kind of waiting for him to get level 11, because I think that when that happens, when he has that level 2 song, VirtusPro is going to be trying to be a bit more aggressive. And we'll see if that's
they certainly will. They'll just... Oh, actually...
Oh, in comes the song! BKB time-lapse, and he actually runs. I don't think he needed the time-lapse there, but oh well.
Well, the time-lapse is fine. He probably didn't need to BKB, which is a more precious resource than time-lapse.
True. Ooh.
And actually, if he doesn't leave...
Oh, they track up Resolution, so G is gonna be fine. Resolution should be fine as well. Still got silenced up, but Timber Chain away.
Interested to see whether he goes for the MKB or the Daedalus. Daedalus. I actually like this. I think the extra just punch to try to bring a squishy target, like Rubik, for instance, down quickly, is going to be huge for him. And of course, in the true spirit of God kill them all, of course you want crit. Why wouldn't you get crit?
Why not? It's nice, Daedalus. More damage is always good. Whoa, I heard that one.
That wasn't music, that's just my phone. Sorry.
Okay, ooh, that's gonna be an S. Track top, silence off, Shuriken toss, interrupts the TP, G, or an S rather. No song for him. He will get picked off. That's gonna be a track kill. In comes Hookshot from Light of Heaven though, trying to save G. G, who time-lapses himself away, time-lapses himself into safety. The track is no longer on, so he should be able to escape. Light of Heaven coming in with the cogs. Everybody of Menace being forced away. Track still goes up on Goblik, but it doesn't matter. G actually comes back in, turns on his BKB, picks up Lapiz, and walks himself back to the safe hands of his team. And that's going to be everybody of Menace continue to try and get away. Resolution jumping up the high ground, has got a track on, allowing him spin to get that extra movement speed. His, well, the Timber Chains haven't been that successful. In comes Go Gadget Arm! Boom! Oh, it doesn't get the kill. Nope. Shuriken Toss comes out, more... No, that one misses. Nah, that's just Resolution not really chasing as well as he could have, I think, but... actually, he might get picked up for that. He is already silenced up, tracked up. We're ready to go. Timber Chain away is not going to be saving him this time, or will it? Ghost Scepter already worked out, trying to run forward. He has another Timber Chain. In comes Goblik, and that's a long, nice Timber Chain. The orb still flies. It might be enough. Yep, Waiting Rift will do the job, and that's going to be a nice track kill. Yeah, a lot of effort to take him down.
It really did, considering just how deeply he messed up by diving as far as he did. It took Menace forever to punish that mistake. In the end, Boogie does pick up the kill, extends his, he's only about 1,000 gold off of his, or sorry, 1,200 gold off of his Scythe of Ice, so that'll be a very, very useful item for him as this BKB for Weaver ticks down. And of course against Timbersaw, its Scythe of Ice is quite excellent. Yeah, Resolution 1 in 6 is definitely not what you want when you pick a Timbersaw. He does have Bloodstone, so he's been farming fine, and he's a very good farming, like, his farming fundamentals are very strong, but I do wish he was maybe making more of an impact, especially with spell placement. Some of the chakrams have been, I don't know, off the mark.
Yeah, looks like VirtusPro might try to go for a Roche kill, or at least not sure why Goblik made himself invisible there. I would expect this to be protecting Roche, but... We'll see if they make their way over. It is Roshan that's up again, though, so that's indeed the right timing for it. And G does move himself in, gets himself one familiar already before the other one is able to get a stun out. Sorry for the cat sounds. Boogie has an infested Lifestealer in him. The cogs might come in soon, though, if Light of Heaven feels ballsy enough. In comes Trax. Another familiar. Another familiar almost going down, actually, the tower. Almost getting it. And there's no familiar resummoning for the Visage for another 35 seconds. In the meantime, G, with the living armor... With the medallion coming off from Goblik, able to solo Roshan.
While stealthed. I love it. I wish he would actually stealth an S as well, but that's okay.
Yeah, he's able to make this happen. Everybody of Menace is not, Menace is not doing anything at the moment. They're hanging around, sure. But they don't have the vision. Maybe they feel like VirtusPro is not in there. Now they realize that he is. The orb, of course, scouting that out. They're still... Lifestealer, but he's not sitting inside Boogie anymore, and he doesn't have an infest. That's going to be a free Aegis for G.
Yeah, all they did was basically sit there and let it happen. They didn't even... If you're going to let Roshan go, that's fine, but you should find a little bit of farm while you do so. If you're going to try to contest Roshan, that's fine as well. I don't think they had a good shot. Like, it was... I think it was the correct decision not to contest. I just wish they had made it earlier, thus giving them time to have something to do while that Roshan happened. Instead, basically, they got, you know, ringside seats to the God Picks Himself Up in Aegis show.
I mean, they don't even take a tier 1 tower off the back of it. Maybe, I mean, of course the bottom tier 1 is already dead, which is not the most easy, which is the most easy one to take off the, trading for a Roshan. But I think they could have done something more, just, well, now with an Aegis at least, VirtusPro, they're gonna try to see what they can do with it, see how far they can get. I mean, this tier 2 tower is already down to 455 HP, so it's very low. We do have a Desolator, by the way, up on the Lifestealer, who is infested again in Boogie, but sitting mid lane. The tier 1 tower mid already getting healed up again, so the pressure that they've tried to apply here is already void. And, I mean, the tier 2 bottom still died, so VirtusPro, they get themselves ahead in all stages of the game right now, in all places in the game, I should say. We have got 7,500 gold in favor of VirtusPro, 5,000 experience in their favor, and I feel like it's their game to throw right now.
It's definitely their game to lose. I don't want to use the throw terminology. I think Menace have a shot to win. It's interesting that they chose to go for Desolator. I think I would have preferred a Basher eventually going into an Abyssal. If you want to keep the bug standing around, if you want to try to kill Weaver, you want to be able to chain CC on him.
Oh, they do a lot of damage to him, but he time-lapses it off. He's fine. In comes an Overgrowth up onto Sifla. Rages out of it. Goes for Goblik Steal. The mechanism. Is it enough? No, it's not. He goes down. G now stuck in position as well. Sifla looking for the next target. Is not going to rage, though, for a while. And has to be careful with the amount of damage he takes from Resolution. In comes the Soul Assumption, that's going to be an Aegis gone. Now Sifla opens up a Resolution, but he pops a Ghost Scepter, he'll live, and Sifla, he might not live, because G is chasing him down. That's a kill for him right there. Turns on his BKB, who looks for another target. Hello, Lapis, by Lapis, double kill for G, looking for another one. Boogie, still in here, orbs himself away, and that's going to be G up the high ground, and in comes Resolution, taking down the Rubik. G still goes down for his troubles. The snare, that's going to be a triple kill for G as he balled back and time-lapsed himself back. That's only a bounty hunter left standing on the side of Menace.
Are there buybacks? Yes, there actually are buybacks, at least for Puck. They have to use it, yeah.
Puck
they won't have Lifestealer, but Puck should be able to prevent them from getting Raxed.
Yeah, Rubik might steal a good spell, only Shikushi actually. Telekinesis to open G.
Shikushi's good.
Yeah. 4-man silence, by the way. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
And G still taking a lot of damage.
Playing out of his mind, I think. He's been playing very, very well. Keep in mind, G has a gem, or no? Timbersaw has a gem.
Timbersaw has a gem, yeah. Well, VirtusPro back off. They don't get a tier 3 tower, courtesy of the buybacks. Boogie has to be careful right now, though, because if they lose more, oh, Goblik gets tracked up. Can they actually take him down, or will they lose too much again? Lapis, he only just got back alive. Guts ensnared.
G.
Ooh, time-lapse just in time. The song comes out, though, and they want to try and take some more people. Nope. They take familiars. Good song indeed. Allow VirtusPro to back themselves off. And that's going to be...
2 buybacks for 2 buybacks, actually. So I don't really think VirtusPro won that fight convincingly. They used a buyback on Weaver, and they used a buyback on Treant, and the trade was a buyback for Puck and a buyback for Rubik. That actually slightly favors Menace, right? Because the Puck doesn't need farm as badly as the Weaver does. So, not all in all a fantastic fight, and not a convincing way to end the game if that's what they wanted to do.
Well, especially not if Menace gets themselves a tower off the back of this fight.
Their push is good, because of the Dezo, but
oh, in comes the hookshot in up on Sifla. He does not have a rage for another 6 seconds, gets himself ensnared, and he might actually die. Yes, he does, before he can has a rage back up. Boogie jumps himself back to the back of the fight, allowing him to escape. Nice cogs coming up from Nurti, allowing him to escape, or should be anyways. Dust goes up on spin, though. They're still chasing that one down, and they're chasing Nurti down, who actually leads them straight into Boogie's hands. Boogie cannot help him anymore. In comes a Dream Coil. Rubik already dead. Boogie himself, though, might be able to do something up against G here. No, he runs himself away. In the meantime, Spin still alive, but not for long. Finally gets taken down with Light of Heaven able to get the kill. Overgrowth being used for that. VirtusPro picking off 3 heroes on Menace, and this time,
that's the fight they needed.
There's no buyback.
And I do think Menace erred by trying to... The error that really, really cost them was Lifestealer using Rage just for the attack speed to try to push the tower down. Because then he didn't have Rage when he actually needed it in the ensuing teamfight. And Light of Heaven, after a long period in the wilderness of not landing good clockwork hooks,
oh yeah,
that was definitely a great hook.
I agree. He made up for that. Rex go down, no surprise. VirtusPro choose to also go for the ranged Rex. Why not? Maybe take a little bit more risk, but they should be backing off right now. G. Hello. If Menace tries to chase this and lose a fight right here, they'll lose the game. So I'm expecting them not to chase, but then again, it's Dota. They might choose to. No, they are gonna let it go. They're gonna push out the other 2 lanes, realizing that they have to be careful about another push coming in. And actually, VirtusPro, they still have well, they still have nothing actually. No song, but apparently they don't care. They're gonna go top.
Yeah, VP are feeling quite confident. If they push, well, no, there's still a lot of time until the next Roshan, but G is just so dominant in terms of just sheer amount of items he has, now with part of the butterfly added. Resolution.
Yeah, walks up the high ground.
Good Shivas.
Yeah, goes for the puck, who's able to get himself out. Goes for Silence Dream Coil up on 2G. Doesn't have his BKB anymore. Does have a time lapse. Is able to get himself out. And Snare comes out on Sifla, but he rages. And he tries to go for Goblak here. Goblak, will he live? Leech Sheet will not keep him up. Sifla gets a kill. G will also not leave. Another kill going the way of Menace, who are trying to get more. Light of Heaven gets saved by the bell. Well, by the song in this case. NS, lifesaver with the song. Resolution though, nah, he's okay. Should be able to get himself out.
Yeah, I don't. They can't actually catch him. Good song, right time, but overall good fight for Menace. Nuerti has very quietly been having a pretty strong Rubik game. Sure, he has 5 deaths, but that's not actually that many. Relative to the fact that he is a 5-role support in a game where VP are pressuring them very hard. I mean, he's got fewer deaths than Resolution.
Oh, and Ness might be dead here. Getting chased down by Boogie. He does use stick charges. He is gonna have an ensnare soon again as well. It might help him out. In comes the Timbersaw, actually trying to kill off Boogie, but he at least stops the chase, and Ness will live. Gets living armor as well. He'll be fine.
Right. I was gonna say in that fight, Nuerti stole the Overgrowth, and it was an enormously useful thing. It trapped, I think, 3 or 4 players inside of that Overgrowth, and especially it allowed for the setup for the kill on to Weaver. So once again, God falls, and he's playing so aggressively, so all out, which when they get a good fight, when everybody else is on their form, it's good. But sometimes it's just he dies before they can actually deliver the death blow. They're still ahead, though.
Yeah, and oh my god, these towers are just getting healed up constantly. Yeah, hook shot, only on a bird. Only on a familiar. Track goes off. Oh, Resolution jumping himself in still. Lepiz almost dying already. Mechanism will keep him up. He's able to get himself out of there. Nice Dream Coil. And Puck, Sifla, can he get himself out? Boogie lands an orb. In comes Cogs. Again. Spin. Locked inside. Gets taken down. And Snare up on the Rubik, who will get taken down as well. That's a double kill for G. Looking for another one, perhaps. They've already got this middle lane, so they're gonna probably try to rotate from middle to top. And with the Bounty Hunter gone, and maybe with Boogie gone as well. Phase shift, can he get himself out? He doesn't have a blink.
No.
He already has. Oh, he already blinked away.
Nice.
I didn't realize he was already gone.
I thought that the tick from the Chakram would be enough to stop him, but it wasn't. Oh. Good play by Boogie. He's had an excellent game, but unfortunately I think the differential between God's Weaver and Sifla's Lifestealer is too big. The Weaver is too big and the Lifestealer is too small.
Yeah, I agree with that. In comes Sifla, Lifestealer, looking for a target, finds G, perhaps they can take him down. No track there. Soul Assumption comes in too late, and that's gonna be a time lapse away. Sifla getting ensnared, doesn't have a rage for another 7 seconds, locks himself in Cogs, and look at that damage! It's too much, G! He is he's doing too much damage, basically. Gets tracked up, will still get taken down. Soul Assumption, this time will hit in time. That's gonna be Lapis with a kill, but at least he's been taken down the Lifestealer. Lifestealer who did bite back though, so he'll be back in this fight. Goes for Resolution. Pop to go Scepter, Light of Heaven. Tries to get himself out, force-taps himself to another side of his Cogs, and it might be enough, but in comes Boogie, and he's gonna make sure that he still pays. And that's gonna be indeed the Waning Rift to get the kill. 3 dead on the side of VirtusPro. They still take down a tier 3 tower, but I do think that they lost more than they got.
They did not get the barracks, and so Menace is still 1 lane down. I mean, the main issue is this. Menace can get a draw in as many fights as they want, and that's great. But, and this is a big problem, there's 5 outer towers up for VirtusPro. Yeah. There's 2 tier 1s up.
Oh, spin. Ah, he's gonna live. And I mean, this tier 1 mid has been almost down so often, and Menace has been knocking on that door so often. They've been there, lured on fights, and then backed themselves up because everybody of VirtusPro came in to defend it. And VirtusPro, they just don't want to lose this, and they're ready to take fights for it, and it's been working out amazingly well. And look, living armor. That tower will be back to full health by the next time that Menace is standing next to it, I think.
Precisely.
If Godlike has his will. his way.
Basically, the issue for Menace is the issue that I think you mentioned, but you had said it in context of VP, but now Menace have that exact problem. They don't have enough damage. The Bounty Hunter doesn't do damage because he has no farm. He just has... They've gotten track kills, but he only has Vlad's, which is great for the Lifestealer, but not that useful for himself. And he has part of a BKB, not even a full one. The Lifestealer is doing okay damage, but not that much, and he's getting isolated and shut down a lot by Clockwork. Finally, and it's also just hard to hit Weaver. And then finally, the Puck is never going to do the auto-attack damage that you would need it to do. So even when Lifestealer gets like a full rage set of hits on a hero, it's only enough to take about 70% of that hero's hit points. And so he lives. Chakram spots out Boogie as he's TPing out. So the hero lives. The Lifestealer is basically, you know, he's blown all his damage. He has no more left, and they don't have the follow-up to do anything else in that fight. Now, they're doing a good job of isolating G sometimes, but he's always still getting his time-lapse.
Yeah.
So they're using all of their damage to kill him twice, and they don't have quite enough to really convincingly win. They smoke, and immediately a fight either does break out.
Yeah, oh, Boogie already got a Dream Coil up on 2, but he's taking a lot of damage from G, and that will be G just wrecking things apart right here with his newly acquired Battle Fury Butterfly. See, I did it. You made that happen.
I ruined it.
You ruined it.
I really apologize. It's my fault.
Trian at least still goes down on VirtusPro. That's a track kill for Spin, so that's something. Naga Siren still goes down as well, though, as Puck goes down G with a double kill. We're gonna follow Sifla, though, because Sifla, he really needs to make something happen for his team, and now in comes G into this part of the fight. Goes for Menace. Menace retreats up on the high ground. Lapiz tries to get himself away. In comes the infested bomb from Boogie.
Right.
Maybe
the other thing I didn't talk about is this double ghost.
Stylus up on 3, and G, he will actually have his Aegis burned down. Still goes Lapiz for that one as Timbersaw gets hexed before he can Timber Chain away. Might actually die. Nope, he had cheese. He's fine. I was never worried. Norty, though, he might die from this fight again. Already has to go back to base. G taking a lot of damage here, and that's gonna be him. Time-lapsing into safety. Gets open wounded, gets tracks, is able to squish himself out. And Resolution is going to be the target once again. But between these two, between Resolution and G, they can just keep doing this. Like, at one point, G is not able to be attacked because he is away from the fight. So they go on Resolution. But then Resolution pops himself the Ghost Scepter. So they have to go on G again. Then G squishes again. So they have to go on Resolution again. And so forth. And that's, I mean, it was a great fight for Menace. I have to say that. But it's as best as they could have gotten. But they can't get anything done.
I mean, in the end, it's a 3-for-3 trade, which, yeah, theoretically it's in your advantage if you manage to track a couple of them, but it's strategically meaningless. They have their entire map warded. Like, look at these VP wards. 1, 2, 3. They're down a lane, so they can't... Pushing mid is extremely difficult, even if there weren't a living armor on the field. Sifla is getting... Just the Ghost Scepters are killing him. Like, frequently the 2 targets that he has available are Clockwork and Timber, and they just simultaneously pop their Ghost Scepters, and I can hear the boisterous Russian laughter from 4,000 miles away. It's like, what does the Lifestealer do? He just sits there like an idiot. In one time, we just saw him hitting a Crypt Swarm thing, like, because what do you do? And so, I don't know. I don't think Menace... They can keep doing this forever, but unless they win a huge fight, they can't win. They can just forestall losing.
Yeah. That's, like, yeah, normally you ask, like, what you're saving for until your X hard carry gets online and is able to one-man team fight the team, the enemy team. Like Phantom Lance or Anti-Mage or something like that. But this one, what are you saving for? Resolution is still gonna get hexed up, tracked up, but not enough damage to take him down. Sifla is trying to go for Light of Heaven, but Light of Heaven pops his Ghost Scepter. Down goes Lapiz's first one. No Spin, has his BKB on, but nobody's actually dying. Sifla now dies. In comes a nice overgrowth from the Rubik, but it does not matter. The song was set up to take care of Spin or Boogie or both. Whichever they find first, so they find Spin. And Snare is there. No more Spin. Spin dead. Spin gone. Spin killed. Double kill for Resolution. Triple kill for Resolution. And this is... I mean, this is the problem. They can't find targets to kill. Norty, the one to save his team just now with an overgrowth, it goes down, gets picked up. Wrong side of the... Well, wrong side of the fountain, I guess. Wrong side of the barracks. Boogie is the only one left alive. He hexes up Resolution, but again, he does not have the damage to take him down. It's very simple. And there's no buybacks up on anybody apart from Sifla. And he knows that even if he buys back, he can't get anything done without the rest of his team. So they'll just give up these wrecks.
Yeah, I think VP are ready to execute Menace and at least forestall automatic regulation, which really would have been a little bit embarrassing for the organization. I feel if they've gotten auto-relegated from StarSeries with their new roster instead, they may have to play some sort of like tie-breaking thing to see if they make it or don't.
Yep.
But Menace, and it's a shame because I do think Menace had a really good start to the season and are a promising team, but they will be one of 2 teams along with Ubilst to be sent down.
Yeah, and that's our last game. And you can notice my voice like definitely needs a day break, but so sad. Makes me feel sad. Makes me remember that someone on my on my Twitter said that it feels like breaking up, because like he's I can't read like his words. Oh well, I can't remember. But it was sweet, because I mean we've been here for the entire season, apart from 2 days for me. But every single day, Star Ladder, 30 days in a row for 2 days. That's a lot of sustain of Dota 2, and I think that a lot of people are going to be sad that, well, actually the group stages I think are going to start tomorrow for the EMS Cup, so that's going to be helping a bit with more sustained Dota 2 to watch. But other than that, I mean, that's not every day either, so that's kind of, you know, it's just kind of sad. We have to wait until the 10th of October, that's Thursday, to start for the LAN finals. That's going to be the starting day, so that's not coming Thursday, but a week from then. It's not that long, by the way. But yeah, any shoutouts or plugins from you from this last season or last game of the season in group stages?
Yeah, of course. Shoutouts to Nahaz, who's been doing stats for us nearly all season. It's been fantastic. Really great layer to the game. It's fantastic for people to have that opportunity. You should check out his Twitter. It's at NahazDota, I think.
Yep.
NAHAZDOTA. Shoutouts to you, Shearer, for allowing me to cast with you for as much of the season as I did. It was great to be able to really check out what was, in my opinion, the best Star Ladder season. It was absolutely nuts. Like, so many really, really great games. Shoutouts to all the teams, all the participants, the teams that we won't be seeing in Kiev. I feel that there were 16 teams in this tournament, and it was at one point possible for 15 of them to have made it.
Yeah.
Like, in the end, the 4 strongest teams are the 4 teams going. But a lot of teams put up a really great show. And there were upsets. There were games that were down to the wire. We had 60-minute plus games. We had 13-minute games. Really, really ran the gamut. And so, of course, the Star Ladder admins, the Russian casters, there were quite a bunch. Like this season, we had a lot of subs and stand-ins in the Russian casting, and they were all awesome. And of course the admins, all the other English casters, all the other language casters, and the viewers, Twitch TV, Dota TV. Thanks. You could follow me at eternaltitan.com and also VYKROMOND, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube website. Cool. Thanks, Shiver. I'm out.
Yeah, also, of course, for me, shout out to you, because you've been here for most of the games. But I also want to shout out to, of course, the co-casters that have helped me throughout the season. Dota Capitalist in the last week or so. Kanaz, of course, before that. Baseskip has been joining me, and of course, Puppet Rage has been joining me, 1437. Everybody that has joined me, I know I'm forgetting some people, but everybody that's been joining me. I already mentioned Baseskip.
Oh, did you? Yep. All right. And Kanaz also.
I mentioned Kanaz.
He ran this. I know you did, but I just wanted to give a special shout out because he ran the stream that one day, right?
Yes, he did. He did. He was together with you able to provide coverage when I wasn't able to, and I think a lot of people appreciated that, because I don't think that Toby was casting at least one of the 2 days that I wasn't there. Of course, yeah, follow me on Twitter at Shiver Gaming, and make sure you follow the stream, because apparently that makes a difference. So follow me on Twitch as well if you can. And of course, keep a watch out for when we're casting next. I don't really know for sure when, but I know that it's going to be soon. And regardless, I'm going to cast also the Star Ladder finals, and hopefully maybe even have a bit more of a show around it like we had last season. I know that Toby will be casting, of course, from location in Kiev, so a lot of you people will be watching there, but everybody that will join here would be welcome, more than welcome. And yeah, that's it for me as well. I'm gonna give my voice, oh wow, gonna give my voice some rest. And I'm gonna drink some tea. That's gonna be good for me. Oh wow, that rhymed. Anyways, we're out. Thank you for watching.